Hey y'all, my name is Kaitlyn Machos. I am 26 years old and I currently live in Lexington, South Carolina, where I don't have a job. You should pick me to be on Project Runway so I can get out of this hellhole and actually do something I really, really love to do and I'm really good at. I started designing whenever I was 17. I was a senior in high school and I decided I was going to compete in a recycled runway show, and that was more my deciding factor if I was going to go into school for interior design or if I was going to go for fashion. I then decided to go to Savannah College of Art and Design, where I got my degree in fashion design with a minor in fibers. And the coolest thing about being at Savannah was I got to meet so many cool people and collaborate with film, fibers, fashion, illustration, photography, and just get new insights on what I was doing. I always thought I was going to be a ready-to-wear designer, like just solely a ready-to-wear designer, but that ended up not being the case whatsoever. My senior year, I decided to do a whole 180 and become an evening wear designer, not knowing the first thing about evening wear. And it was more like a calling because I didn't decide it. Fate decided it for me. My car was broken into while I was at school and it had all this shattered glass, which was just beautiful. But it then got me to thinking into it like more introspectively that in the past 10 years, I've had 23 friends die in car wrecks. So then I created a whole collection on the process of a car crashing. And it was more of an art therapy for me because I still hadn't processed a lot of the grief and their passings. So it was really interesting to see how I could make something that was so personal to me not be so morbid or I guess just sad of a collection, but to make it a happy collection. So I named that collection Exposed because I was exposing myself, and you know, it was my true test on if I was actually going to be able to do that. While creating Exposed my senior year, I actually got to work with Bibu Mahapatra, and he mentored me while I was in college. So that was a really exciting mentorship, because having somebody within the industry like give an okay on your collection, that was just really spectacular. After college, I then competed in Charleston Fashion Week, which I then expanded the collection. And I got into the finals. And it was probably one of the most amazing times of my life. I went from being at SCAD and people telling me during our critiques that I don't need to tell them the story behind my collection because people might just be rubbed the wrong way. Well, it was more embraced whenever I was at Charleston Fashion Week to tell that story. And so on the first night when I got to show it with all the people who came to the show, I had a standing ovation. It was probably one of the best times of my entire life because you just didn't know how people were going to handle something like that and if they were going to respond in a certain way. So that I just want to relive that experience again and again and again. And I just need to get back into fashion instead of being in the middle of nowhere. After college and whatnot, I had to move home due to my dad losing his job, and I had to make my own money. I had to be self-sufficient, which was kind of kind of a rude awakening, because you're in college and you're like, well, yeah, I worked, but I didn't have enough money to go to New York or Los Angeles. So it really made me be more appreciative of what I have. But at the same time, I settled. And, you know, settling when you know you have a talent really, really freaking sucks. I don't feel like I belong here. There is definitely nothing for me in Lexington or in South Carolina in general. I need to be in a place where I can create at any time. I can go find the things I need to create. It's very limiting here. And it's very hard when you are doing the stuff that you do like to do, for people to not nickel and dime you for what you're creating them, because they're like, hey, we don't know why we had to pay this much. So it's very just frustrating kind of doing your own thing, but at the same time, you do get those people who appreciate it, and you're like, this is exactly why I do what I do, because you get me, you understand me. So basically, you need to put me on Project Runway, because you have to save me from this hellhole. I think people really, really like me, because I could be a little dramatic at times. A little extra. I think you should pick me because, well, damn, I'm pretty good at what I do. Or I like to think so. So, screw the self-doubt. Put me on Project Runway, season 17. Pretty please with sugar on top and a cherry. But yeah, please, I beg you. I need something. I need fashion. I am not built for retail anymore or sitting behind a desk. I'm built to be creative. So, do me a favor.